The case against Corrie Pretorius has been postponed to the 7th of October. He was expected to plead today, but the defense has told the court that the DPP has rejected the plea offer. Pretorius is charged with assault with intent to do grievous bodily harm and pointing a firearm at a teenager. A video of him kicking a minor circulated online in June. He is currently out on bail of 20,000 rand. Let's take you live now to Groblersdal. Our reporter Tshegohaco Moagi has got an update, Tshegohaco, and perhaps you can shed more light on what the terms of the plea deal were and why it was rejected.
Well, good afternoon, Thembekile. So a very short court appearance by Corrie Pretorius in this Groblersdal Magistrate's Court. We weren't given the clear details of this plea bargain and the plea agreement that he was supposed to go into with the state. We do, however, know that he was expected to plead today. I'm not too sure whether it would have been a not guilty plea or a guilty plea at this stage. We do know, however, now that the DPP has rejected the plea offer that the defense actually put on the table. When I had a conversation with the state, they did mention that if they do not get the plea that they had put on the table for Corrie Pretorius, or the suggested plea that they had put on the table for Corrie Pretorius, then this case would have to go on trial. And this is also something that they mentioned in court, that this case could possibly then have to go on trial if the defense does not change its position and its decision on the plea offer that has been suggested by the state. We do know, however, that this case, Thembekile, now being postponed to the 7th of October. Corrie Pretorius, as you've mentioned, he's out on bail of 20,000 rand. This after the Limpopo High Court granted him that bail. This the Magistrate's Court in Groblersdal had denied him bail after it had said that it is for his own safety, but the Limpopo High Court then ruling out that particular that decision by the lower court and saying that Corrie Pretorius can be released on 20,000 rand bail. So on the 7th of October, we are expected then to possibly hear a plea from Corrie Pretorius. If that does not happen, then a trial date could then be set.
And so at the time of the rest of us at least seeing that video, there was a great deal of anger and pain in Groblersdal. I remember you there speaking to the family of the teenager. How much of that remains today?
You know, Thembekile, the family is still coming to court. We have seen the mother supported by some of the other family members, the mother of this teenager supported by other family members. They continue to come to court. They were here once again this afternoon, Thembekile. But you know, you'd also remember that even as Newzroom Afrika, we attended this particular case of Corrie Pretorius, it would be basically impossible to be able to stand in the streets like this and still see the vehicles moving around here, because this particular road, Thembekile, would have been cordoned off and filled with people wearing various political regalia, really, standing against Corrie Pretorius getting bail. But now we are seeing that it is much more calmer. Very few people have actually come out in support of the family. But we have seen that there are some people that are out here wearing ANC regalia. Very few of them, Thembekile, not the large crowds that we would often see. So it seems as though it has now calmed in this Groblersdal area. You'd remember that even during the bail application of Corrie Pretorius at this Magistrate's Court, the state had spoken to the large crowds of people that had come out and the safety of Corrie Pretorius should he be granted bail. But things have now really calmed down. There aren't as many people as we have seen previously when Corrie Pretorius is when Corrie Pretorius is in court. Even in the courtroom itself, it is not as full and as packed as we used to see before. So it seems calm has been restored to Groblersdal. However, we do know that people are still calling for justice to be served, something, of course, the family is also strongly calling for.
Tshegohaco Moagi live for us in Groblersdal in Limpopo for now. Thank you for that update, Tshegohaco.